itong ating dating kapatid. At kasama din sa
ang active nito.
Na ito.
Oo. Nababasa kong mga posts.
Meron din sa mga pananaw kung ba't hindi talaga nagtuloy-tuloy ang tinatawag ng mga pagbabago sa Senado. No? Makakasama po natin ngayong gabi si Attorney Jess Falces, public interest lawyer po siya. At dati natin kasama dito sa Radyo 5. Hello, Attorney Jess.
Hi,
Good
Attorney
evening.
Jess.
Hello, good evening. Long time no see, Sir Jovi, Ma'am Maricel, and hello, Ma'am Chiki. I'm not sure kung nag-meet tayo noon.
Yeah, pero minsan dito, well, it's the same room, ano? Hindi ba nostalgic for you, Attorney Jess? Pero anyway.
Super!
Yan. Attorney Jess, meron kayong mga nilista na dahilan na tingin nyo kaya hindi nag-prosper kung ano man yung gusto sanang mangyaring pagbabago sa Senado kanina. Ano sa tingin nyo yung tingin nyo sa dibdib nyo na yun talaga yun Yun ang dahilan ba't dito nagtuloy-tuloy?
Well, any challenge requires a challenger. So that's the flip side, no? Senator Tito Soto will have to defend his numbers, and sabi nga niya, he's quite confident naman na he still has his numbers. Si Senator Win Gatchalian said the leadership is stable. Pero medyo nag-iba yung statement ni Senator Win, no? Kasi parang 5 days ago or a few days ago, sabay ni Senator JV yun nga. Medyo mas nagiging shaky yung mga pronouncements ng ibang senators sa majority. But now, finally, today, stable daw ang Senate leadership. So that's on Senator Tito Soto's side, no? He's defending, and so far it seems that he still has the numbers from the original 15 that he has. Ngayon, the other question lagi, the flip side is, if may challenge, who's the challenger? A Senate coup is only as successful as the popularity or viability of the challenger. And if the challenger allegedly, so far, is Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, then his popularity or unpopularity may be the reason bakit walang Senate coup so far. He hasn't gotten the numbers. So ang question, why he hasn't gotten the numbers? And I can only surmise it's because mas madaming baggage, mas madaming nakaraan si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano that might not be acceptable to his peers, no? You removed Senator Chis Escudero, Senate President, because he was accused of budget insertions, delaying the impeachment, etc. This might be the same problems you will encounter if you have Senator Alan Peter Cayetano as Senate President, given his track record nung panahon ni President Duterte when he was House Speaker. He wasn't seen naman as a stable leader. He wasn't seen naman as a unifying leader when he was Speaker in the lower house. When he was also DFA Secretary, ang dami ding mga quote-unquote murmurs of rebellion or ating mga civil service holding the line against his leadership in the Foreign Affairs Department. Because let's be frank, no? He was very pro-China because pro-China si Duterte noon. But ang ating mga civil service career servants sa Foreign Affairs Department were trying to hold the line in terms of mitigating yung pivot to China. So, in terms of leadership positions, he hasn't shown that he can be a good leader yet. And baka yun yung nakikita ng mga ibang senators. But I'm not a senator, no? It's a very exclusive and intimate process na sila lang may alam bakit siguro hindi pa sila bumabaliktad.
Exclusive and intimate process. Pero sabi mo kanina, Attorney Jess, wala ngang viable na na pwedeng pumalit Pero anong basa mo? Bakit hindi namamatay yung mga issue ng coup? Kasi kakapalit lang natin ng Senate President And meron na tayong bagong SP. Eto na naman, umuusok na naman. Bakit kaya?
Well, the 9-member minority, no? Quote-unquote called the Duterte Bloc. Pero parang hindi siya hardcore Duterte, may iba doon na parang medyo soft pro-Duterte no, sa 9 senators. Regardless, hard or soft na pro-Duterte, they are strong as a 9-member bloc. And you only need 2 to 3 votes to go to your own minority bloc, magiging majority kayo because the 15-member majority of Senator Soto is a fragile majority. No? Even naman, I think the members of the majority are aware that their majority ship is a fragile one. One, because you have two Villars who can jump ship anytime. Because remember, di ba, nagtanong ang mga the people were rightfully asking, wow, sumali yung dalawang Villar sa majority block ni Senator Soto. They thought that the Villars would stick it out with the Duterte block because of recent politics, recent realignment, and usually, if you're part of the majority, you support the administration. General thought lang naman yun that doesn't always apply. So they thought comfortable maging minority yung dalawang Villar. So yung two Villars na yan, they could switch anytime. And this is based on the insider information of Miss Ellen Tordesillas, no? Sa Vera Files, she's from Vera Files. Ang kanyang information is, the two Villars are willing to jump anytime to Senator Cayetano or the minority bloc as long as nakuha na din nila two more other senators. So, kasi ngayon, di ba, if the 9 gets the two Villars, that's only 11. Hindi gagawin ng mga Villar yun because they will lose their committee chairmanships. Yung Committee on Environment and Committee on Public Works. One each for Camille Villar and one for Mark Villar. They will not jump ship unless Senator Alan gets two more others. Those two more others, kaya may murmurs, is because Senator JV said they were thinking of leaving the majority. You also had maybe Senator Migs Subiri saying he was not satisfied with the leadership despite him being in a leadership position, no? Parang nasabi niya yun a few days ago like Senator JV. But things have calmed down now siguro because Senator Ping has already resigned as Blue Ribbon Chair Committee, and maybe yun naman yun yung makakapag-placate or makakapag-calm the waters kana Senator JV Ejercito and Senator Migs Subiri. So stable na ulit yung Senate leadership.
Stable na ulit.
Bago kayo pasa kay Chiki Attorney Jessa, hindi ko muna bibitawan yung kay Senator Ping.
Yeah.
Nag-resign na siya. So sino yung nakikita mo na logical na pumalit para hindi mawala yung pagiging stable ng Senate?
Well, logically, if we're talking about logic, it has to stay with the majority. Hindi pwedeng ibigay yung chairmanship sa member of the minority. So it can only go to a member of the majority. Right now, the vice chairperson is Senator Risa Ontiveros, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I know for a fact she will not accept it or she doesn't want it. And then there were also talks about Senator Kiko Pangilinan, which was the other choice originally outside of Senator Ping nung nagkaroon ng coup d'etat last month, no? But Senator Kiko Pangilinan also doesn't want it.
Yeah.
He has his plate full. Agriculture, JBC, Justice Committee, etc. So itong mga traditional opposition, no, Senator Risa, Senator Kiko, very politically charged kasi yung Blue Ribbon eh. So I don't think they will want to accept. Otherwise, mas magiging unstable siguro ulit ang Senate kapag sila yung maging chairman and they will be perceived to be rocking the boat. So probably the best or the nearest safest options are two. In my opinion, no, tingnan natin kung magkakatotoo. It will probably be Senator JV Ejercito as chair or Senator Pia Cayetano. Si Senator JV, because he's very active sa Blue Ribbon Committee hearings, and siya naman nagsabi, di ba, the way that Senator Ping was steering the Blue Ribbon was trying to burn the House down. It's burning our own house daw sa Senate, sabi ni Senator JV. So, he might want to lead it because siya yung merong concerns or problems with the handling. Ngayon, as to Senator Pia Cayetano, you might be surprised, but she was previously a chairperson na din of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. So, she has the experience. Yeah. And, ano lang naman to, joke lang naman to Senator Pia, when she was the chairperson, the committee was very stable or quiet. So, it will be very stable.
Pero between the two, Senator JV and Senator Pia, who would be the best candidate for you kung sakali po?
Right now kasi honestly, there is no best candidate because you will never please everyone, no? Even ako, I did not agree with all of Senator Ping's actions, but I saw and recognized that he was way better than the previous chairperson and he was more fair to the other senators. Mapasok ko lang din, no, baka tinatanong nyo nga kasi, bakit ba sobrang gulo ng Senate leadership? It's really about the Blue Ribbon Committee chairmanship. Because if we go back to Senate President Jesus Escudero, a big factor why he was ousted is because of how Senator Marcoleta handled the Blue Ribbon Committee hearings, no? Kahit even if he disagrees, many reasonable analysts would say na nababastusan yung ibang senador sa kanya, how he handled it during his chairpersonship, and parang magulo yung pag-handle, yung flow, yung pagtanong sa mga witnesses, or yung pag-transfer ng time from one senator to another and how they can cut into each other, no? So I cannot really say there's a best chairperson because it should be for the Senate.
Right. So attorney, that means agree ka ba doon sa mga sinasabi ng iba na kaya siguro nag-resign si Senator Ping Lacson bilang chairman ng Blue Ribbon to save Senate President Tito Soto?
Oh, definitely, no. Senator Ping Lacson, moved with a Ping's gambit. It's like a chess game. So he had to sacrifice his own, let's say, position ni Senator Ping. Medyo mataas, hindi lang siya pawn. He's probably like a bishop or a rook, no, in the chess game to save the Senate presidency under Senator Soto. Because yun nga, may mga disgruntled senators or dissatisfied senators with how he's handling it because the way they perceived it, wrongly or rightly, no? And this is not about ethics pa, no? Hindi ko pa ginajudge kung tama sila or mali. Pero wrongly or rightly, they perceive Senator Ping as trying to burn the house down, no? Senator JV was very honest about it naman.
Okay. Last na, pasensya na, Attorney Jess, dahil kulang na sa oras. Pero, yun na nga. So, of course, nababasa natin sa mga opinion, na nababasa natin doon sa ilang mga analysts at saka sa mga netizen na they don't wanna go back to yung na magpapalit ang Senado doon sa leadership niya, no. Pero dahil ayaw nilang bumalik, sinasabi mo na magulo na sistema nung before nagkaroon ng palitan. Pero at the same time, ano daw yung price after ma-retain itong liderato ngayon? Ang price daw ba doon, lalo't hindi na itutuloy yung investigasyon ng Blue Ribbon Committee about dito sa flood control, yung hindi na natin malalaman ng katotohanan. So, eventually, saan natin kukunin yung sagot doon sa mga galit ng tao daw?
Yes, it's not really a price, no, for us, no. Baka sa kanila, sa mga senators, price yon. Pero for us, it's probably a punishment na nagkakaroon ng mga ganitong rigodon, and we are delayed in hearing more truths coming out, no? Kasi kahit naman may mga fake witnesses dyan, ano man lumalabas dyan, totoong witnesses or not, at the end of the day, it's up to the people to decide and to judge. That's why I think many of the September 21 organizers, no, pati yung mga participants like me who went to the rally, are thinking, rightfully, no, what's next? Ano yung next move naman ng taong bayan? The politicians, they've made their chess move. What's the next move of the people so that we rightfully get justice and not get a cover-up like before na walang napanagot? Ngayon ba may mapapanagot ang taong bayan? Because these politicians, no, hindi naman sila yung magiging source ng justice. It's hard to rely on them to deliver justice. It should be really from the people pressuring these politicians to deliver what's rightfully ours.
Attorney, promising ba sa'yo, and do you have faith dun sa Independent Commission for Infrastructure? Kasi yung mga hearings sila or mga investigasyon ay magiging
without Mayor Magalong.
Without Mayor Magalong, tapos hindi naman siya magiging televised. Kasi ayaw nga nila ng trial by publicity.
Panawagan ng CBCP yun, na maging transparent.
Yes, well, the church has already said so. And bigatin yun si Cardinal Pablo David, no? I think when he speaks, people should listen. It's because, it's really about distrust na mukhang lahat ng tao corrupt and mukhang may cover up. So how can you dispel those kind of perceptions and restore trust? That can only be done through transparency of senators and congressmen individually sa mga actions nila, SALN, etc. and transparency sa investigation so that we don't suspect na merong selective justice or cover-up. Because tayo naman dito, kahit sino mapanagot, bata ni BBM, bata ni Duterte, kahit bata ni Aquino, kahit kanino yan umabot, basta naman may ebidensya, the people will rightfully judge for themselves who's guilty or not guilty.
Okay. Sorry, Jess. Thank you. Sa ulitin.
Maraming salamat,
Attorney Jess.
attorney.
It's
Thank
good
you
to see you
po.
again, kahit Zoom lang.